My name is Merida Wilda Colon. I am the Executive Director of the Stockton Center for Community Engagement and Service Learning. At our 10th anniversary of the center, we asked partners and alumni about their relationship with the center and what they had to say about how this relationship had impacted their work with the community. Here's what they had to say.
About a year ago, I contacted Dr. Colon and told her about the food distribution that we were having at the church. And they coordinated some students to come up and help us doing our food distribution. We had 2 Stockton students who saved their own money and went out and bought supplies for the food distribution because they were so touched. And together we helped the community. So Stockton partnering with us has been a tremendous blessing, and I'm looking forward to a continual partnership.
We also connected to another program with the Service Learning Center where students, in conjunction with the kitchen at Atlantic City High School, prepare meals for us and bring them every week from September till May.
The Atlantic City Police Department enjoys a great working relationship with Stockton University and the center. It started years ago under the leadership of Chief White when we started the Homework Completion Club, and that started off in the Stanley Homes Village with the children in that area and has since expanded.
And we started that program actually in one of our more challenging neighborhoods in Atlantic City, and that was Stanley Homes Village Housing Complex. And it's been an overwhelming success. Our officers engaging with the youth in the Stanley Homes Village community, and also with the Stockton students, part of their community service projects, helping to tutor the youth from Stanley Homes. And it's developed a lot of very good positive relationships.
I'm an alumni. I worked in the center, I worked in the homework programs and the naturalization classes. So, being in the homework programs, a lot of kids, you gotta simplify things and kind of explain things in a different way. But you also get a piece of their life, and it's not just educational components. You talk about the family and their day-to-day struggles, and you kind of help to inspire them, and that's been the biggest takeaway for me.
As a student fellow, I participated in homework programs in Pleasantville, specifically with a lot of bilingual kids. So a lot of help in homeworking, both in Spanish and English. I also did citizenship classes for green card holders that were planning on applying for citizenship in the US because they wanted to vote. And all of that contributed to me doing immigration work during my time in law school. After I graduated from Stockton, I went to law school at Rutgers in Camden.
Also, throughout these 10 years, we have had students like federal work study students from different kinds of placements, and these students help us with the counseling services that we provide. We provide crisis intervention, so they really work with the therapists and support the therapists in the when visiting families. Or we have also a wellness center in Hamilton, but we provide services in all South Jersey.
So our agency does drug and alcohol prevention among the schools and the communities in Atlantic County. And for many years, we worked directly with a service learning class with Laurie Morrissey, who's the director of the Women's Gender Sexuality Center. And we actually partner with their class all semester long, and the students do programs and activities for us throughout the community. So for many years, we've had a youth summit that we hold at Stockton, and the Stockton students actually come and present some of the workshops to have that peer-to-peer influence.
The Arc of Atlantic County has been working with Stockton Service Learning Center for about 8 years now, and how that impacts our community of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities is students in the service learning, on the service learning teams and in the health sciences are able to come and work with people in that population and to be able to become aware of how they need to be treated equally in our community.
I began working with the center as a faculty member, where I worked with my students to do projects with community partners on the status of women, girls, LGBTQ+, youth and adults communities in Atlantic County and southern New Jersey. And then I was the first faculty fellow for service learning when service learning and community engagement centers were distinct entities. And that enabled me to work with other faculty to help them build relationships with community partners. And it's been a really important part of my teaching and my own research, and most importantly, I think my ability to connect students with community partners and projects that they really care about and help them apply what we're doing in the classroom.
I am from Avanzar, formerly the Women's Center, and I'm also a member of the advisory board for the Stockton Center for Community Engagement and Service Learning. I have worked with the center for a number of years as a member of the advisory board, and I have found that it is extremely instrumental in connecting the university and the community, particularly the nonprofit community. The sharing of information, the ability to make connections is very critical to a seamless fabric in our community.
I began working at the center when I first started working here at Stockton in the sociology and anthropology program. And I came with a passion for community engagement work and doing social justice work with our students, but I didn't really have the structure for that. I just wanted to do that work and it felt good to do. But the center really opened up all these opportunities for me, and I just remember way back, our first project was working with Hurricane Sandy survivors actually down here in Atlantic City with my intro to sociology students. And so seeing our name in that report and that about Hurricane Sandy survivors several years later and being able to capture that story was so important. And from there, the center helped me just expand a lot of my opportunities and work with different entities like Black Lives Matter Atlantic City, Campus Kitchen, and a whole other host of entities here in Atlantic City. So the center really provided me with the structure to be able to take the passion that I had and translate that into doing community engagement work as a university, and then having our students be at the forefront of that.